In this video, you'll learn how to test and diagnose a Whirlpool dryer that won't start. You'll need a multimeter, a Phillip screwdriver, and a 1/4-inch socket. Electric dryer need current of 220 volts to operate as intended. First, let's take a quick look at the main breakers panel just to make sure that none of the breakers trip. It is also a good idea to test the outlet. First, set your multimeter to measure AC voltage. This setting can be found by its symbol, the letter V, and a wave next to it. Then, insert each prong to either one of the rectangle terminals and look for 200 to 240 volts. If anything higher or lower than 200 to 240 volts showing up, something is wrong with the electricity and needs electrician attention. If everything looks good, let's go ahead. Begin by removing the lint filter. Using a Phillips screwdriver, unscrew the 2 screws located at the filter shaft. Make sure that none of the screws falling into the filter shaft. Don't panic if it happens, but you'll need to find another identical screw. To release the top cover, there are 2 clips that need to be pressed and released under the panel. Now you can lift the top panel up and expose the belt and the door switch. First, examine the belt. Make sure it is attached and tightened. Also look for cracks and breakups along the belt. If the belt is loose or broken, it means that the belt and most likely its tension wheel causing the issue and need to be replaced. If you can't see the belt altogether, this means the belt is broken and fell under the drum. Let's look at the door switch. In order to test it, we'll need to disconnect the wire harness. You can do it even with a kitchen knife. Simply make a gap between the holding teeth and its socket and pull the connection apart. Place the multimeter in a safe position and set it on the continuation setting. And make sure you can hear a beep when the probes are in contact. That means you have a closed circuit. Make sure the dryer's door is fully closed. You will need to touch the right and the left terminals with the probes and wait for a beep. If you can hear a beep, it means the door switch is fine. Another way to test the door switch is inserting the probes at the back of the connection and manually press the switch. If everything works okay, you can connect the switch back and move on to the next part. For the next test, we'll need to remove the back panels. You will need to remove the 2 back panels at the back of the dryer. There are a total of 15 screws to unscrew, 9 for the large panel, and 6 for the upper panel that covers the back of the controls. We will fast forward the process. Now we can see all the dryer's components. We will test the thermistor, the start button, the electric block, and the timer. First, make sure that the electrical block is all tightened up and none of the cables or wires are loose. To test the thermistor, simply set your multimeter on continuation mode and make contact with the thermistor terminals. You should hear a beep. Next, the start button. With the multimeter set on continuation, insert the probes to the blue wire's terminal. Then press on the button and make sure it is closing the circuit. The last test is the timer. You'll need to set the timer on an option the dryer would run. Then, using multimeter, make contact with one of the blue wires and the black wire. You should hear a beep. By now, you should have found the part that's causing the issue. There is a very slim chance that the dryer's motor is bad and need to be replaced. If all the parts tested okay, this means that the motor is burnt and doesn't work at all. You can find all the parts involved in this repair down at the video's description. Like and subscribe for more money-saving DIY videos. Thank you for watching.